Hey, everybody, John Harris here with you with my pal Billy Smith. Hey, Bill, how's it going?
Not too bad, John. I wish it could be better, but one day at a
Eh,
time.
that's all you can do, brother. That's all you can do. Hey,
How you
remember,
doing?
folks, same kind of a thing. Not at the level you're at, but, one day at a time. I feel like I got rolled over by the bus and then they had to back up and double check. Boom, 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 boom. I think I hit something. Boom, beep, 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 boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I did. Oh, we better get the hell out of here. Boom, 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 boom. Again. I'm, I am so beat up, but it could be a lot worse. So thank you for asking. And how's everybody at the house?
They're coming
As good as
along.
could be expected.
Yeah, I mean, good as it could be. Yeah. I just want to say thank you again for everybody out there that has donated or shared the GoFundMe page and
Yeah, and we're gonna
all the
continue to
prayers
put that up.
and all that good stuff.
No, it's the least we could do from our situation, from our vantage point, and we'll put it out there again for you when I post everything here, which will have to be pretty quick because the games start today at
Today,
a little after 4 o'clock your time as we are filming, and it's a little after 10 o'clock. So only in about 5, 6 hours.
yep.
Got a little work to do after the show here to get it up and running for you folks, but it'll be fun. Sports news. I don't think anything apropos, monumental. Dodgers officially cut Trevor Bauer. We talked about that last week, and they did officially do that. He still is going to get paid 21 million from the Dodgers. It's a guaranteed contract.
Mhm.
But he's out. He gone.
Hey, I wouldn't mind sitting on the couch collecting 21 mil.
Yeah, yeah. That's all he's going to be able to do. Nobody's going to touch him as an analyst. Nobody's going to talk to him. He's kind of a pariah. Nobody's going to deal with him. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't even think he's going to get a look from any major league teams. I really don't. That's me personally. I think he's not proven guilty and hasn't been charged criminally. Civilly, nobody has filed a lawsuit.
Right.
Yet he is, and that might be the only couple of reasons somebody would give him a shot. Plus the
Yeah.
fact that they might not have to pay him much because he's already getting 21 mil.
Yeah. You paid a minimum,
You
I
pay the
mean,
minimum.
whatever.
So it's a
It's worth
matter
a
of
shot.
do you think your fan base could handle the reputation of this guy, your PR department? If so, maybe he gets a
Yeah.
couple tryouts or workouts, and he's
I tell you,
devastating pitcher.
yeah, I tell you what, if I'm Philly, that would be the first club, and my club, Baltimore, could use
Could
them.
use
I
him.
mean, it's
You got some clubs out there that would give some panache. I think it would be a nice splash for him. Kansas City's
mhm.
one. Boston, who's struggling a little bit. They couldn't get too many. They did sign uh, one of the Japanese premier hitters, so they've got some things going on. But Trevor Story's hurt, so they got to move Hernandez in from center to play short. So they could either use an outfielder, they could use some pitching. I think the Red Sox are going to struggle this year. Excuse me. Free agency is opening the door to a lot of things again, and guys are moving around. Even with a scorecard, it'd be all smudged up. So I gotta wait till this baby starts to see what happens. Um, but we digress because it is time for us to go over and then pick our NFL playoff selections. Last week, Bill kicked my ass, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to tell you, he put a footprint on my ass. I mean, I sit down on one of the cheeks and I still feel the footprint tread on it. It was a nice job by you, pal. Straight. We
Thank
both
you.
did okay straight. Well, you did well. You were 4-2, picking winners straight up. We both struggled against the spread. I was 3-3, so you got me there. The spread killed us.
Yeah.
I think we were both 2-4. Oh no, 1-4-1
Yeah.
was a push. The Minnesota game was a push with the Giants.
Right.
So that was a push. So we were both 1-4-1. Over unders where you would have made some money if you followed Bill. He was 4-1-1 on the over under. Nice job, buddy.
Yeah, too bad I didn't take my own advice.
I know, right? Too bad I didn't take your advice because I was under 500 at 2-3-1. So, obviously the push was the Giants Minnesota game. And did you ever, like last week, did you ever just have a feeling that you should pick a different game as your upset pick? Remember, I think I even said it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me if Jacksonville wins.
Yeah.
Of course they did, but I really thought Tampa would show up at their own home field to play a football game.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising.
I was disappointed severely. And of course they make Dallas look like a Hall of Fame team, so which also upset me. So. But I'm not a Brady fan and I'm not a Dallas fan, so somebody had to lose. It didn't matter to me, except I thought Tampa Bay would at least show up, but
Right.
nothing. So that's about it for last week. But this week, the two teams that were on a bye, Kansas City and Philly, are back in action, and they're both back in action today. Game one, Jacksonville and Kansas City, a little bit after 4 o'clock your time, a little 3 Central. Probably more like 3:30, 4:30. Kansas City is picked at home by 9. Now we're gonna get snow out here, but that game will be before it snows, I believe, is what they were saying. They might be getting a little rain, but not much.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking playoff time, and still teams are getting a ton of points.
Yeah, that's a high. Well, Jacksonville, let's face it, was an upset to win the division. Then, of course, an upset to win last week. So it
Yeah.
just got overshadowed by how the Giants played. Otherwise, they
But
talk about the upset Jacksonville had.
yeah, no, I think Kansas City at home is very tough to beat. I don't see an upset here. It could be within the 9 points, but I don't think so. So I'm going to take the Chiefs minus a 9, and the over under is 53.
Yep.
And I will take the over.
Bill takes the over. All right. I take the over as well. Probably being the pessimistic fan that I am taking Jacksonville to cover, but Kansas City to win. I'm taking the over as well. Especially if the Chiefs get out to a lead, Jacksonville's going to have to sling the ball. I think points will be scored. It's just so the over is where I'm heading as well.
I mean, not that that's a big deal, but Hilaire is activated.
He is.
Yes.
I don't know if it's that big a deal anymore for the
But
Chiefs.
yeah,
It might be. It's another weapon.
They've been using
He's
Pacheco,
healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can spell Pacheco, as can McKinnon. McKinnon's run the ball well the last few weeks, last few games. So if they're all healthy, Hilaire's a nice runner up the middle and out in the flat for screens. A different type of runner. So that's another weapon, and he is a proven back. So let's see what we get. But yeah, it's a big deal as well. So yep, both of us took the Chiefs. I took Jacksonville to cover. I don't know. It's just a hunch. I got nothing to hang my hat
You
on.
never know. You never know.
Yep. Giants and Philadelphia. That one is listed for about 8 something, I believe.
Yeah, 8:15. Yeah, on Fox
Eastern. So yeah, 7:15 here. Eagles are supposedly pretty healthy. Giants are as well. So I Eagles are picked by 7.5. That's another one. I think the Eagles played down to their competition a little bit. I think it's going to be a Philadelphia win and the Giants cover. at
Yeah,
7.
I got Philadelphia winning, and just about 3 or 4 weeks ago they spanked the Giants, so that could
Yeah.
come into play.
Yeah, the
It could
only thing
come.
is the Giants didn't play a
It-
lot of people that game, but then again,
yeah,
Hurts was limited in what they allowed him to do too. So I mean,
yeah,
I think the gate, all the chains and locks are off. Let's go, boys. And
yeah. Yeah, I gotta agree. I think the Eagles win. Um, I'm not a fan of either team, so it doesn't really matter who I want to win. But yeah, I think the Eagles will win, and with it being the division game and everything, I think I'll do the same. I'll take the Giants with the points. I think the Eagles may win by six,
okay,
six or less. So
yeah, it could be a 27-21 game
and
or
and the
20.
over under is 48.
Yeah, I
Um,
went over.
I'm going to go over also on that one. I don't see it being a defensively game. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
pretty nice weather. Well, cold weather, but nice.
decent for football. Yeah, no
Yeah.
precipitation. So, uh, the next two games, which are Sunday, are really the games most people in the country are going to be watching with a lot of interest. Cincinnati at Buffalo is the first one, and that is a 5.5 point spread for Buffalo. They are picked to win by more than 5.5 as of right now.
Yeah, this would have been a little bit lower, but the Bengals are missing their two offensive linemen, which could spell trouble,
Yeah.
big trouble. I mean,
Well, it also looks like I looked on the injury list here that one of their starting quarterbacks is probably out. Let me see.
for Buffalo,
Trey Flowers, is it? Yeah, Trey Flowers. No, for Cincinnati.
oh, for Cincinnati.
Trey Flowers has a hamstring, limited practice on Friday, doubtful for divisional playoffs at Buffalo.
Yeah, I think I've read something about Buffalo defensive back, somebody that might be out. I'm not sure.
Let's see. We can scroll up and take a peek. Buffalo. Daquan Jones is questionable. He's a DE. I'm looking to see. It doesn't say anything here. Well, Hamlin.
Well, yeah, he's
It doesn't show anybody
yeah,
new.
that's about it.
Yeah. Let me see. Nose tackle Jordan Phillips, questionable. And yeah, Daquan Jones. Everybody else is somebody that's on IR,
Yeah,
and none of them are safeties or Micah Hyde was put on IR, but he's been on IR for a little bit, I think, with a neck injury. So he's
yeah,
still out. He's going to be out. He's on IR. So I don't know if
yeah. Just missing those two offensive linemen to protect Burrow is really rough. Um, so I think I'm going to take Buffalo to win, but I still think Cincinnati will keep it competitive and close, and I'll take the 5.5 with Cincy.
all right. Well, because you did that, I'll be a nice guy and change and take just Buffalo across the board. I was gonna do the same thing you did, but the offensive line part scares me for Cincinnati. I mean, Buffalo,
Yep.
a pass rush going, Burrow's going to be in trouble. Now, the big thing he does do is he gets rid of the ball quickly. They were talking yesterday, it's like 2.3 seconds. The only guy faster is Brady.
Right.
That's it.
The
So,
only thing is, Josh Allen has been throwing picks in the red
yeah,
zone
yeah, he
way
has.
too often.
Yeah,
Way
he's
too
been turning
often.
the ball over lately. So I think you're right.
So,
I think it's,
and
but I'm
the
going to
over under is 48.5, and
48 and a half.
I'll take the over on that also.
All right. I'm going to take, just for fun, I'll take the under because I don't know with that offensive line of Cincinnati's how much they'll score. I mean, because think about it, even if it's 31-17, you're still under the 48 and a half.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to take a shot and take the under. I'm also going to take Cincinnati to cover for some reason. I don't know why, just a hunch again.
Yeah, I think
And we should
Cincinnati
try
will
to do
cover.
something
Yeah.
different. Otherwise, we wouldn't need two of us here.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that that's going to be uh, that could be the game of the day. The last game, and to me almost least because I just don't really like Dallas, is Dallas and the Niners. in Santa Clara. Um, I'm taking the Niners across the board. I'm also going to take the over because my hope, and I think it will be, is that San Francisco opens up a 55-gallon drum of whoop ass. I could be wrong here, but I think Dallas is overrated after last week's performance against a not great team, not even a mediocre team. 8-9, I don't even know if you can call them mediocre. I think that win is overrated to me. And the spread's 46. I think San Francisco could win this 34-17 or 20. It looks good, better on paper than it is in real life. So I was like, I think it's Niners. I think their defense is so much better than Tampa's. I think Dallas is back to having some struggles. Until last week, Dak had thrown interceptions in 7 straight games.
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a bet out there. I bet he throws one today. I would bet on it.
Yeah.
That's how confident I am in San Francisco's defense. So that's my
Yeah.
take on it. There's no serious injuries listed for either of those two teams. And
Yeah, and I think the Niners are averaged probably close to 30 points the last 3 games or so. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
think this is a low over under. So
yeah, I
I'll
do too. I do too. I was
uh,
surprised.
I agree. I'm going to take the Niners over 46, but I think this might be a field goal game. So I will
Really?
take Dallas in the
Dallas to
4.
cover?
Yeah. Now,
They
if it
won't
comes
win
down to
it because
Dallas's kicker,
Maher
if it
will
comes down
miss.
to Maher, I'm screwed.
Yeah, yeah. You don't know. Flip the coin, buddy. Flip that coin. I
But
wouldn't be surprised knowing Jerry Jones if he says activate both kickers. So if the other guy starts out sucking, you're going to bring the other one in.
yeah,
Though I will say they said Friday, I think it was, it might have even been, I think it was Thursday actually, that Meyer was 6 for 6 over 50 yards in practice, and the other guy was 3 for 5. So right now the confidence is probably still with the guy they have, but
right,
it would not surprise me if Jerry or Mike McCarthy comes out and says we're activating both kickers.
right.
And if the other guy sucks on a PAT or something early, guess what? Have a seat.
Yeah, no,
Enjoy the rest of the game.
I could see that happening.
Yeah. And I don't know the last time something like that has happened, but it's a playoff game. So, if you got a guy that might not even play very much special teams and you got a spot you can open up, might be the way to go.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt. But
So,
this could be a little problem. Mika Parsons might be a problem for Brock.
oh, for the Niners to block.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a beast. You got to admit
I
that.
mean he's really come out of nowhere
Yeah.
and
Well, Dallas has a couple
showing his stuff.
injuries. Jason Peters is out. And he's not a starter, but he's been in a rotation on the offensive line. He's out with a hip injury. He's old. It wouldn't surprise me if he retires after this.
Mhm.
Cornerback Mackenzie Alexander says he's out. It's undisclosed as to why, but he's out. But it is on the injury list. So I'm looking to see Ron Curse, the strong safety, is questionable with a MCL sprain. I'm looking to see if there's anybody else. Anthony Brown, the corner, is on injured reserve. That's pretty much it there. We'll take a look at the Niners injury report just to see if there's anything we should worry about. I don't think there is. They're saying Jimmy G could be back for next week.
Oh,
That would
really?
be interesting to see if they win. Do they think about leaving?
I don't think they replace him, but
I
he'd be
don't
good
either.
to he'd be good
But he's
as a
great
backup.
backup. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not losing much if you got to bring him in. We've already seen that this season.
Yeah, I don't see them changing the chemistry on that.
Yeah, it just says he's out for the divisional playoffs versus Dallas. So he's not on the IR anymore, but he is out for this week. Barrett, the DB's on injured reserve now. Sorry. And I think that's it. Everybody else has either already been there or whatever. So yeah, I'm still sticking with the Niners over Dallas, and uh, I think they'll cover too. I hope they do because I hope it's a runaway.
Yeah.
But
I'll go out on a limb, and it wouldn't surprise me if Maher
kicks a
is
freaking game-winning
is
field
the,
goal,
is
right?
the hero of this game. It
Yeah,
was.
or he keeps them in it.
Mm-hmm.
4 long-ass field goals and whatever, and a bunch of stuff. And
I could see that. I could see
yeah,
it a
I
50,
could see
like a 55
like
yarder to win the game.
win the
I just
freaking game. Yeah, everybody puts him on their shoulders. Rudy, Rudy, get the ball. Uh, I think that's about it, Bud. Unless you have something else.
No, I think we
I
summed
think
it
we
all up
covered it.
today.
I think we covered it. Short and sweet. I like it when it's only 2 games like that.
Yeah.
So once again,
We
folks, we're gonna post the GoFundMe link for everything for Bill and his family, and please take a peek at that. You'll see the story of why we're doing it, and please help in any way that you can. And we're gonna get ready to get out of here. Uh, I don't know any other sports news. The NBA is still the NBA. The NHL is still the NHL. MLS hasn't really started to play yet, I don't think, right?
No, no, I think they might have a scrimmage today. I think a
Yeah,
union
some
does.
scrimmages and stuff. Yeah, they're warming up. They're getting ready. Major League
Yeah.
Baseball, people are moving around. Bill did bring up Iarus, the American League batting champ, being traded from the Twins to the Marlins in a 5-player trade just the other day. The Marlins have signed a couple of pieces, I think, trying to be competitive, but they're in probably the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah.
You know, when you got the wild card, the lowest wild card in the league from your division, and they go to the World Series, they were the number 3 team in the division.
Hmm.
It's going to be tough. And
Yeah.
that'll probably be a special show eventually when we're getting ready. Spring training's coming up, as to who we think did what, who's going to finish where, and of course, in MLB, who had the best free agent off season, which is always going to be speculation, but because you got a couple teams in the running. I mean, you've got the Padres had a good one, Philadelphia had a good one, the Mets had a good one, though the Mets took a hit when they didn't get Correa. The
Hmm.
Twins actually getting Correa in a couple of
Yeah.
so you've got some interesting takes out there. And we'll get into it. We're both looking at stuff, and we'll get into that the closer baseball season gets, and when all the moves are made, we're ready to go. Other than that, we're done. There is some
Yeah.
talk about Lamar Jackson, of course. Is he going to get a contract extension? It looks like Baltimore is all in, especially when they saw how they are
Huntley.
without him.
Yeah.
They went from leading the division to, not making the playoffs. So,
Right.
uh, and even if
But
they made it that last game, I don't think it would have been pretty. They don't have much offense without him. So bad
yeah.
news, good news, bad
Yeah.
news there. If you sign him, that's great, and you're a little better already.
Yeah, but
Bad
they're
news
gonna
is,
they're gonna overpay him, and he's always hurt.
yeah, that's the problem. Is he is the type of quarterback that's always going to be hurt because of the way he plays.
Yeah.
So you really hope what happened to RG3 doesn't happen to him.
Right.
Because RG3 went in and played when he shouldn't have, and he was never the same. He got
Right.
hurt again, and then he couldn't recover from that. So people were going when Lamar sat out the playoff game or the last season to try to get into playoff. That he shouldn't do that. It's a business decision. Okay, it's a business decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, RG3 is not the first example and won't be the last of a guy who took a chance for his team and he took a hit, and now he's
Yeah.
broadcasting because he can't play when he was just entering his prime. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't necessarily blame Jackson. And in the long run, if you re-sign him, it's good for your team that you get him back healthy. Because how
Yeah,
far are they going to go with him this year?
absolutely. I just, I don't know if, like you said, the backups that came in and played, uh,
Just
uh, just not a ball of fire. But yet, on the other hand, I don't know if I would want to dish
yeah,
out that kind of
it's
money.
it's
It's just
it's risky. I mean, do you look
so
at the
I'd
draft and
probably
let
let
it
them
go?
walk, but
Yeah, but that's a tough call. It's a shame when a guy that's going to get that many millions of dollars not signing him, it would be a bad PR move.
right.
So you got to worry about what 30 mil probably or more. But not paying it would be bad, would be worse than that for you. So
Yeah.
man,
And
30
he's
mil.
still one dimensional.
Yeah,
He does throw
pass is
to
okay, but
Andrews, the tight end, but
yeah,
other than that,
he
he's
does
just
need
run,
another
run,
weapon
run.
too. He
So
does.
if you shut down his running ability, I mean,
Yeah,
he's an average quarterback.
yeah, exactly. So, and like you said, only one weapon,
Yep.
really, Mark Andrews. Though I will say Dobbins came out and questioned the goal line call, and I don't blame him. It'll be interesting to see if he's still a Raven next year, because that was an awful call when Huntley fumbled on the goal line.
Yeah, I didn't even see it. I watched one game last weekend, so but I meant to go back and look at that because I did get the update that
He
was a
was still a good,
98 yard fumble
yeah,
recovery or something.
yeah. He They were at the two, I believe, or by the time they snapped it, they
Mhm.
were at the 2 or 3. And he got up to the line and tried to jump over it and reach out. And he
Okay.
was still a good half yard short, maybe even a yard if you ever look at it. And you'll see a Cincinnati guy swipe the ball out of his hand. And then the lineman picked it up and went 98 yards. I mean, they say the call was originally he was supposed to go under, like follow the line under and
Right, right.
going, but he tried to go over the top and he was too far away to go over the
Yeah,
top.
2 yards. You can't do that.
You
You're
can't,
not
I don't
gonna.
care who your quarterback is. You can't do that. He was too far out to try that. I don't know if he didn't want to get hit.
What down was that? Was that third down or something? Or
I think it was at least third. It could have been fourth,
okay.
but it might have been third. And that's where you say, eat the ball. You know,
Hmm.
go in underneath like the original call and eat the ball. I don't always like that call that far out. 1 yard, yes.
Yeah.
If you got a quarterback that can handle it, you're going to get that rugby push that we see so often now that I always wondered for years why they didn't do it more often. Most teams now do that. And quarterback follows somebody, and then you got a big running back or lineman behind him, and you're
Mhm.
pushing the whole thing.
Yeah.
That would have been okay.
Yeah. I mean, with Baltimore, the way Baltimore runs the ball too, they could have did a quarterback keeper,
Well, that
and
was
roll
my
out.
thing
Yeah.
is why didn't they fake it
Yeah. And
with a
just
play
roll out
action
and
and a rollout?
yeah.
And maybe have a safety valve, Andrews or somebody that can sneak out in
Hmm.
case you get out there and you're like, oh shit,
Right.
you know, uh, somebody just to keep an eye and say, let me squeeze over here in case we got a problem. But you're right, everybody bunch, make it look like a run,
Hmm.
take off. And Huntley can run a little bit. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he can run a
Right.
little bit.
Sure.
So that would have been, I think you're right. That would have been a good call.
Now, how late in the game was that?
I
Was
think
it?
there was only like 2 minutes left, maybe
Okay.
less. I'm trying to remember off the top, but it was very late in the game. It to the point of where if Baltimore scores, everybody thought they would have won the game. So
Yeah. Huh.
that's the problem. A big play like that. And, but even Harbaugh came out, and he's unusual because he usually covers his players' backs. He didn't blast him, but he just said that play was designed to go. He was designed to go under, not over.
Hmm.
So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Lamar. So,
Yeah.
especially in that division, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati, even
Yeah. It's
Pittsburgh.
still
Kenny
yeah. It's
Pickett looks
still
pretty
wide
good.
open. Yeah. It's still
Yeah,
wide
it's a wide
open.
open division.
Division. Yeah.
So if you don't sign him, what's your backup plan? Literally and figuratively, excuse the football pun, but for backup. But
Right.
you know, you can't tell me you're going to give Huntley a shot at
No,
Black
no,
pick somebody.
no, they would have to either
Yeah.
somebody in the draft or trade for somebody
Yep. Or sign an old veteran again and
or something. Yeah,
back where you were. Could be Carson Wentz in Baltimore, just down the
yeah,
turnpike, baby.
yeah. Matt Ryan, who
Matt
knows? I mean,
Ryan, dust him off, baby. That'll be interesting.
as long as you have an offensive line, and if they're a running team, I think Matt Ryan's
Matt Ryan's not bad.
almost perfect for that.
Yeah.
Perfect for that
Problem
team.
was the Colts lost some linemen and
Yeah.
that crushed him because he's not mobile at all.
Mm-hmm.
He's a touch better than Joe Flacco, but not much.
Right.
Joe Flacco hasn't run anywhere since the late 50s. I mean, just he played his Super Bowl year into a big contract and has been living off that stuff ever since.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much done too. So, well, I think that's about it, bud.
Yeah, we got to thank our pal Dennis there.
Yes.
Too.
Man, good thing you're here, buddy. Good thing you're here. That was your cue. We're done. No, you're not done yet.
No, not done yet.
You're not done yet. This show brought to you by my friend Dennis Ingraldi at Vineland Realty Corporation, 634 East Landis Avenue in Vineland, New Jersey. Phone number 856-690-9482. Make sure that you give Dennis a call for any of your realty needs in South Jersey. He will come out to you or somebody from him or his office, whether it's residential or business property needs, renting, selling, leasing, buying, all those things. And if Dennis can't help you, he can refer you to someone that can. So that's Vineland Realty Corporation, 634 East Landis Avenue. Pop in if you're in Vineland and see the folks there and tell them, we sent you from the cheap seats. And you heard they have expensive seats. You'd like to sit down in a nice chair for a couple minutes.
Yeah, they're not bleachers.
They're not bleachers like you see in our background here, and they clean up after themselves. You can see we don't. We got popcorn and beer laying all over the place. We don't. That's Vineland Realty Corporation, 634 East Landis Avenue in Vineland, New Jersey, 856-690-9482. Give Dennis and his friends a call down there. Or pop in and tell them we sent you from the cheap seats. So that's about it for us, Bill. Thanks, Dennis, for all your help and support over the years. We'll get this out here before the games today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. For my pal, Billy Smith, I'm John Harris. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy the games this weekend.
You got it. See you, buddy.
See ya.